Hello, my name is Baruch and I'm an alcoholic. Welcome back to my ongoing series of Old Testament 12-step videos. We're going through the 12 steps through each of the 5 books of Moses. Today we're doing the 6th step based on inspiration from the book of Exodus. Exodus 23 is one of the 10 commandments. The 10 commandments are given by God in the book of Exodus. And in this commandment, God says, "You shall not recognize the gods of others." This is one of those commandments that can be a little controversial because some people say, well, this proves that God is unfair and won't allow any other gods to be in your life. And I think that the way to really look at this properly is that what God is saying is you should not worship idols. That there is only one true God in the world, and that is God, and that anything else is false. Now, if you don't agree with that, that's fine. I'm just telling you this is the perspective of the Bible. And there's a reason in recovery to take this position in the sense that when we're in active addiction, we may find that we are worshiping idols in some way. And you may think, oh no, that's not true. I believe in God. I don't bow down before statues of other gods from other religions. That may be true, but idolatry comes in many different forms. And for example, you might worship money, or you might worship fame, or other things. You might worship having possessions. These are idolatrous types of passions that sap your spiritual energy and leave you open to addiction. Referencing the 6th step, the 6th step says that we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. And the 6th step is one of those steps that seems really kind of simple. You don't have to really do a lot. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to write anything down. You don't have to do a lot of work. But it could be harder than it looks. Being ready, you have to be ready for God to do something in your life, which means you have to believe in God and you have to push away and silence everything that is distracting you from that readiness. The 6th step is about creating a state of mind. It's a little bit like the 3rd step. It's just making a decision about God in your life. And this means accepting God as your central higher power, replacing the false gods, the idols, like money, power, success, and prestige. And so when you work your 6th step, what can be a useful idea spiritually is to try and move God to the center of your consciousness and move everything else, all the idols, so to speak, off to the side, out of the way. This is a lot easier said than done. And I think that the 6th step can be something that you do more than once, because I think that what can happen is, and this is not necessarily bad, but like if you achieve, you get sober, and that's great. And then you may find some of the old ideas kind of creeping into your thinking. And, let's say, for example, that you were really obsessed with making money and having money. So you got sober and you quieted down that I need money sort of idol that you're worshiping. And you're sober for a while, and then that money hunger comes back into your life. Right? So you start to behave in a way that like you're worshiping the god of money, and maybe you're not treating people right, or you're acting like a jerk, or maybe you're even doing things that aren't honest because you want money. So you're sober, right? You're not drinking, which is fine, but you're not really acting sober. This is the 6th step is one of those sort of dry drunk steps. How are you acting? What's your character like? Are you acting like a person who has God at the center of his life or not? And that's the challenge. Idolatry is very cunning. It's like alcohol. It slips back into your life. And So some further recovery thoughts. This is a special bonus recovery thoughts slide today. You ask a question, can you relate to the idea of trying to fill up your life with material possessions or other non-spiritual experiences? Are you worshiping the idol of, materialism? Do you need to have stuff in your life to feel good? Is that getting in the way of your sobriety? When you were drinking or using, did you elevate your drug of choice to the status of being an idol? This is certainly something we've seen, like you're worshiping the drug, like it's everything in your life. Nothing else matters. It's almost like a god with a small g that you're worshiping. So my thought for today is there a way to balance the drive to achieve and earn money in day-to-day life, which is a completely normal and healthy drive to have, but are you balancing it equally, or maybe putting it off of balance with the important drive to achieve serenity and conscious contact with a higher power? Because I think what you'll find is if you focus on your higher power and conscious contact, then you may find it easier to achieve some of the things you wanted to achieve in life, because you will have sort of settled yourself down. You won't be sort of controlled by your passions and unhealthy drives. Those are some thoughts on the sixth step based on the book of Exodus. And I got to give my little plug now. If you like what you're hearing here, please visit our website. I encourage you to get the workbook, which has a lot of these exercises in it where you can write them down. And I want to thank you for being with me today.